Welcome to Quarter Twins Weekly Review, everybody.
Hello.
Last week we talked about John Wick. We didn't watch John Wick 2, but after we recorded last week, I was pondering about the villain of John Wick 2.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, oh yeah, Rami Malek's in there. And I was like, is that true? Is that actually true? Let's look it up. And it's not Rami Malek.
No.
And the guy that's the villain in John Wick 2, his name is Ricardo Scamarcio or something like that. And I made the claim that he looks very similar, if not exactly the same, as Rami Malek. And I think
First
they
off,
look super similar.
No one on earth looks like Rami Malek. This guy has cornered the market on his appearance.
But if anybody does, it's this guy. And that's my opinion.
Yeah.
We'll put the pictures on the screen.
Yeah. Here they are.
Yeah.
They look nothing alike at all.
They look exactly the same.
Here are the pictures in our Discord. I'm going to use the same two ones. This is the one that Jordan chose to depict this guy as exactly the same as Rami Malek. I tried to find as similar of a picture as possible of Rami.
Look exactly the same.
They look nothing alike. Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we'll see what the popular vote says.
Yeah. Put up a poll.
I'll put up a poll, and nobody will vote on it because nobody cares. This is the show with only one question. Watch anything good lately?
Oh.
Put the ad in. The ad that doesn't matter either.
There's no ad.
There's no ad. So
we've lost our ad.
We just have to do it now. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no ad.
Do you watch anything good lately, Joshua?
Dude. Yeah. Okay.
You should explain why you're having an issue here.
First off, I woke up like 30 minutes ago, and so I have like sexy morning voice.
Yeah, he does.
So that's what's going on there. And then
really good podcast.
I'm also an old guy. My back is seizing up. I can't really twist or lean. So if you hear any sort of or like a that's me abating like a full-on scream. Yeah, one right there. Yeah. Did you hear that? It was sort of
I saw that. I saw the look in your eyes.
So
you're like a Lego man. You can only bend.
Yeah, at the hip.
You're very limited range.
Yeah. So I'm doing this for the love of the game, because obviously we're not making any money anymore. So this is purely for the love of the game, and because we would have scheduling conflicts for the rest of the week, so I can't delay this. So yeah, we're recording this episode a little early this week because we're busy, and we're busy people, you know. We all have so many friends.
Oh, we're all it's the reason I'm not going to be here is because I'm going home because it's my sister's birthday on Monday. My birthday was on Monday. And that is what happened. Happy birthday to me.
Yes, before this last episode aired, the episode previous to this one, aired a day before his birthday, and I tried to find a time to say happy birthday, and it didn't really work out thematically.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
So then that was Jordan's birthday episode.
Yep. And I was gonna make you watch something like one of my favorite movies or something for my birthday, but then I forgot about it.
Yeah, well, whoops. So did I.
Now we're I'm just a year older.
Mm-hmm. Now you're the same as me now, right? We're both 23.
Yeah. Finally aligned
until June, and then I'll take a step forward again.
Yeah.
Unto death.
I'll have to enjoy this time when the when the stars are aligned.
Yes.
The convergence or whatever it is.
We're gonna let the crows fly through our portals.
That was a reference to Thor: The Dark World. Everybody.
Yes, thank you guys.
Great film
for our convergence Thor 2 references. That's what this podcast is known for, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as you asked me a question earlier. What was the question?
Did you watch stuff. Do you watch anything good lately?
Oh, yeah, actually.
Mm.
I've been struggling to keep up with all the anime I've prescribed myself
Yes.
for this season. Attack on Titan, final season, part 3, part 1 started last week.
Wow.
Yes, it's a ridiculous name. It's I don't know what they've done. They've done it so poorly.
What have they done? What have you done?
But it's
Attack
okay.
on Titan.
At the end of the day, it's fine.
At the end of the
world, that's my
it all's fine.
my subconscious right now. It's the end of the world. No. So that started. The first episode is an hour long, like special. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm not going to comment on it. But I've read the manga, so I know what's going down. We're watching Vinland Saga, which is the Viking show. It's some would call it peak, if you've ever heard of peak. That's basically like the stuff at the top. It's peak. It's really
top
good.
Shelf stuff.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. It's very, very, very good, and I want you to watch it.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. You can watch season 1, 24 episodes season, and we're, probably 8 or 9 episodes into season 2 now.
Okay.
Really, really good characters. It's all about the characters.
Yeah.
So we love that show. The music is also very good. I brought it up in the scores. Lots of somber piano.
Yes.
That I like a lot. And then I'm watching Blue Lock, which I've talked about a couple times. That's the soccer anime. It's heating up. Season 1 is
guys.
Season 1 is finally coming to a close. It started in like November. It's taking its sweet time. Full 24 episode season, maybe even more. It's, you win a game, you get to steal a player from the other team. You lose a game, they take one of your players. So right now they're in a 4v4 match. It started with 3v3s. Excuse me, I burped. And it's intense. The games are tied, The players are super good. They're like trying to one up each other. They've already far surpassed. These are high schoolers, by the way. They've already far surpassed any realistic level of soccer play. They're like reading minds and like seeing things before they happen. The author is trying to explain it as best as he can, but they have already far surpassed any technical and mental qualities that the best soccer players in the world are doing.
I see.
That's kind of a thing that happens. As the skill of the players gets better, you can't go back down, so you just have to constantly top yourself. And it's only season 1, and they're already like beyond international level. So
I see.
But they're in only high school.
Oh.
But that doesn't matter to me because it's so hype. Okay. So it's a lot of fun. And the voice acting is very good.
Nice. So
I'm done. So
there's no like this. It's not like there's villains and things. They're just like.
Well, there's like. So the idea is all of the players are vying for the national team striker spot. So, and if you don't get that one spot, you can never play professional soccer again.
Oh,
give up on your dream. So
you're done.
You're not good enough.
I see.
Right? So it's like this huge battle royale. everyone is vying for one spot, but it's like you have to use each other, and sometimes not using but actually being teammates. And so there's like collaboration, but within that collaboration there's also the pretense that all of you are going to betray each other at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of intrigue, and like some of the players are just like, I don't care, I will devour every player I see and adapt to their play style and take over use their skills and take their skills and become better at what they're best at, and move past them and surpass my limits, and that sort of classic hard work equals victory no matter what mentality, which isn't always true.
Oh,
but, that's okay.
Does sound like a good time.
Is
that on Netflix as well?
It's on Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll,
which is the monopolized anime streaming service.
Yes.
Okay.
So
that's all the solo content that I've watched. So I'm done. So
okay,
take the floor. I'm gonna take a Dramamine.
Yeah, you rest, sleep. I rewatched the Batman
again.
Again, many times.
Mm.
I watched it on March 4th because that's when it came out last year. Right? Or 2 years ago? Has it been 2 years already? No, it's just been 1 year.
I think it's only been 1 year.
Yeah.
Because we talked about it last year.
Yeah, we did an episode on it. I wrote that the romance between Bruce and her name is Selena Kyle was really, really stuck out to me this time around. It was like, wow, that's really well done. It's like subtle, it's there, and like you don't see romance and superhero stuff like hardly ever anymore because Marvel just doesn't really do it except in Eternals when it was a big deal to have sex and stuff.
I might.
They were like, it's the first sex scene in Marvel.
I might push back on that, on the Marvel romance.
It's not there.
We got Tony and Pepper.
Yeah, but they haven't.
Chris Pratt and Gamora. That's a pretty.
That's true.
That's
a good
strong
example.
one in your favorite movies.
Yeah.
Also,
those are
I think it's funny that people say that that's the first sex scene. Iron Man has sex in the first movie in the MCU.
In the very first one, yeah.
But that's fine. people forgot about it. That was like literally 10 years prior. So
yeah,
it's chill.
It is chill. But yeah, anyway.
You saw the
Batman.
Batman.
It's a good movie.
You
The Batman.
Liked it. Yes.
I liked it a lot. I love it even. It's great.
I still haven't seen it outside of the theaters. I saw it those 5 times in theaters, and then.
Well, yeah, that's fair. It's fair. Like you see it so many times in theaters, and then for a while you just need to take a break. But I feel like you should rewatch it.
It might be time.
It might be time.
It might be time
to see all that good Colin Farrell content, being the Penguin.
Yeah. He does say a lot of good things.
Stuff.
Many funny things.
He does. Yeah. I was, I've been in the mood for Star Trek. I don't know why. Yeah. I've just been in the mood for some good old Star Trek. So I was like, I'm going to watch a Star Trek movie. I watched Star Trek First Contact. Which is one of the Next Generation movies. It's about...
So that's Picard, right?
Yes, Captain Picard is there, the crew of that Enterprise. It's about the Borg. It's, and
that's the hive mind thing, right?
Yeah, they're hybrid synthetic robot humanoid people. Well, they're robots that take control of human bodies as parasites, basically, to become the perfect being, the perfect balance of synthetic and flesh and blood. You know what I mean? That's their whole deal. Is that they believe that they have perfected life in this way. Captain Picard has been possessed by the Borg in the past. He was saved from that, but in this movie, the Borg are back and they're gonna destroy the world or something at the beginning, and they go to destroy this big Borg ship, and all of a sudden, there's a bright light, and then they see the Earth, and it has been completely taken over by the Borg, and the population is 9 billion, and they're all synthetic beings. So what the Borg have done is they've gone back in time, and they've stopped first contact on Earth, which has in then turn stopped the Starfleet and the exploration of the worlds, the Federation, and all of that. So Picard and the crew of the Enterprise follow the Borg through this wormhole back to the past to I think they said 2060, 2070 something.
So that's when we're going to see aliens?
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Hope we make it.
He says 2072, right after the Third World War. Something like that.
Oh, no.
Which is a bummer for us, I guess.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, but after that, we get to go to space, I guess, after we see aliens.
After World War III, we'll get the aliens.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if World War III took that long.
Yeah,
Maybe it lasts that long.
Maybe it lasts that long.
Wow.
We might be there someday soon.
Scary.
But that's unfortunate and sad to talk about. But in the movie, guys. They go back to 2070 or whatever, and the Borg are there. They destroy the Borg ship that went back. But some Borg have escaped and have beamed onto the Enterprise. So, a landing party goes to Earth and is there to ensure that first contact happens. But Picard and Data go back up to the Enterprise to deal with this Borg situation because the Borg are trying to take over the ship.
Right.
And so that they can complete their mission and whatever. So it's from that point, it becomes like a action thriller where they're fighting the Borg on the Enterprise, and they're interesting villains because if you shoot the Borg with your phaser, they're so intelligent that they can adapt to your phaser, so your phasers no longer have any effect on the entire hive mind. So they have to constantly come up with different ways of dealing with the Borg and all this stuff.
Interesting.
So you can't just run in and shoot them all. And yeah, it's just a really fun action Star Trek. It's still it came out in the 90s, and it's still Star Trek Next Gen.
Sure.
It's a little slow here and there, but there's a Borg queen, and she tries to convince Data to become one of the Borg and become her partner in the master race and whatever. It's a really good one. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I was just in the mood for it, so just had a good time.
I have zero knowledge on the Next Generation other than Picard and Data.
Mm-hmm. I never really watched much of the show other than by seeing my dad watch it.
You're right.
So,
and I don't even know anything about Deep Space Nine, so I just know
neither.
that the name exists. I think it's a different
Voyager.
Crew. Right. Well, I think Voyager is the original crew with what's his face?
James T. Kirk.
That's the one, yeah. Kirk.
I need to keep watching Strange New Worlds. I was really liking it, and then I just kind of forgot about it. But
yeah, well, there's Strange New Worlds and Discovery.
Yeah,
that are set in the same new timeline or whatever.
Yeah,
and right now airing is Star Trek Picard.
Oh yeah,
they've brought back
3.
several of several of the people from the original Next Generation show. My dad's hype about it, but I didn't start watching it with them, so I'm not gonna catch up because I got too much stuff going on.
I've heard mixed opinions on the Picard show. I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
What it's
Well,
about,
he's
but-
like an admiral, so he's not the captain of the ship,
right.
which
He's
is kind of
old.
awkward. Yeah. Well,
He's really old. He's an old man.
he's a pretty, yeah.
I wanted to
Patrick.
give an update on Perfect Match, everybody, because we finished it.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Was there any perfect matches?
Well, so it's so funny. Reality TV is hilarious because you spend it's like 12 episodes and they're all an hour long. Like you spend 12 hours with these ridiculous people.
Wow.
And
That's an entire Game of Thrones season.
I know.
Plus two
dude.
episodes.
And you get to the end and there are like a couples that you're like rooting for and you're like, yeah, they should be together. And they stay together and they're like, we're the perfect match. And then you you go on Instagram and you're like, you look up their profile. It's like, oh, are they still together? No.
None of them.
None of them. And they like, they're all like, yeah, we broke up immediately after the show was over.
Brutal.
Like, it's just like, wow, I spent 12 hours watching this show for nothing. They
Well,
all broke up immediately. It's
there
just
you have it, folks.
It was a great time. It was a great time. It's fascinating watching these people interact. And
Just because they're
things-
not really good people.
Yeah, they're not. They're really, most of them are really bad people. And especially the men that they bring onto these shows. And they just like, there are some women too that you're just like, wow, you are insane. But a lot of the guys are just like, how have you functioned in society?
Yeah.
enough
To this point.
to this point? It's insane.
Yeah.
They're just and all of these girls are like all into them. It's just like, why? Look at these guys.
Who are
what you
they?
thinking? But it's a really fun watch if you're looking for trash reality TV. Yeah, you should watch that. But a really, really good thing. The last thing on my individual stuff, I read a book. I've been reading, guys.
Dude.
It's this book,
Can't say the same this week.
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Everybody,
Aha.
here it is. I picked it up because they announced the new slate of DC films, and this book is being turned into one of those movies. And I was like, that sounds really interesting.
Let me spoil myself.
Well, like, I've never done that before. Where like I haven't been reading comics long enough to like know things about the movies when they come out.
Sure.
So that's my new thing. Trying to get into the source material before I watch the movies. Because the movies, especially the Marvel movies, aren't that interesting to me anymore anyway. So I'm like, well, I might as well read some source material.
Enough.
But this book is really, really good. It's so if you don't know,
don't.
Supergirl is Superman's cousin. And what happened was when Krypton was destroyed, Kal-El, Superman, was a baby and was ejected from the planet in a spaceship.
By Zor-El.
Jor-El. Zor-El happens to be her family name. Yeah, he leaves the planet. His family dies. But her name is Kara Zor-El. Supergirl was 14 at the time when Krypton was destroyed. And she, her and her family, and like there's a section of Krypton that was able to escape. Basically, they like built. It looks like like in Age of Ultron when Ultron lifts a chunk of land out of the sky. I mean, out of the planet. Sokovia. It looks like that, and they build like it's like a force field bubble around it. So it looks kind of like that. So they escape for a while. But because of radiation poisoning, like all of the population is dying. So even those who escape Krypton are dying. But they kind of pull together and they decide to send Kara away, like they sent Kal-El away. But she had to live there, see the destruction of her planet, and then see the last remaining survivors of Krypton, her family, die basically in front of her, and she couldn't do anything about it before she left. So Kal-El kind of had this, like, he was a baby. He got to go to Earth and, like, be raised by good parents and all of this stuff. But she had to, like, bear the burden of, like, living in this society that had been destroyed. So she goes to Earth at some point. But this story picks up, she's just turned 21 years old. And when you're a Kryptonian and you're a Superman, you can't get drunk. So what she does is she travels light years away to a planet with a red sun so that she can get drunk on her 21st birthday.
Great.
Yeah, like
you
would. Like you would. And anyway, so it picks up there, and she's on this planet, and this girl named Ruth, her dad has been murdered by a guy named Krem of the Yellow Hills.
Oh.
And this society kind of speaks Shakespearean, and this character Ruth is the person narrating this story. And she talks in like Shakespearean phrases. And anyway, she sees Supergirl and she's like, "Hey, can you help me find Krem and kill him?" And so they find him, and then Krem shoots Supergirl's dog with an arrow, and then he gets away in her spaceship, so they're trapped on this planet with a red sun. And because there's a red sun, she's not like Supergirl completely. She's like depowered a little bit.
Right.
So the whole book is Supergirl and Ruth traveling the galaxy, chasing after this guy, Krem of the Yellow Hills. Going to different planets and doing different things. It's the science fiction adventure, all of this stuff. Very, very good. I had a great time.
Sounds pretty cool, actually.
Great time reading it.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to read an excerpt from it.
Wow.
Because I read this.
Question mark?
I don't think so. All rights reserved to whoever wrote this.
All right. I mean, we're not making any money over here, so.
No, yeah. I read this, and I was just like, wow, that's incredible. It helps me. Okay, so this helped me understand the character of Supergirl and Superman by default, because there's always lots of what's the word? Not controversy, but like people don't like that Superman is like overpowered, and like they think that it's not super interesting because he can just do everything all the time.
Perhaps.
Compelling, yes. It's not super compelling, but this excerpt kind of. I'm just gonna read it, and then we'll.
All right.
Let's see. Let me find a good spot here. I'll cut this out. Okay. You see, what it is not well understood about the daughter of Krypton is that her power was not one of action, but one of restraint, endurance, and passion. She did not choose to fire a beam from her eyes, or have breath of ice, or run faster than a speeding bullet, or any of her other well-documented miracles. She held back her heat vision to look you in the face. She warmed her breath to converse with you. She slowed herself to walk by your side. Every moment of every day, she suppressed the forces churning inside of her. All the energy of the dead world that strained against her many barriers, eternally demanding to be released. I believe this effort hurt her. I believe she lived her life in pain. But I reiterate again, for I think it is important enough to repeat. These beliefs are based... Actually, it can just end there.
Okay.
I just thought that was super interesting to think of it that way. Like it's just... Like it's not like she's just... Like Superman and Supergirl, like it sounds... cool because they're just all powerful or whatever, but it's like a burden to be them, and it's like a sacrifice to actually like put themselves in this position to help people out of the goodness of their heart.
It's part of the with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Yeah
Where you
just put it in those terms where it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Right. You have to literally like sacrifice any chance at a normal life because there's always someone to help. So they're always helping people.
Right.
Which is tough.
Yeah, so that was Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. If you see it, you should read it. And hopefully they make a good movie out of it.
They're going to butcher it. Cool. You guys.
Probably.
They're probably going to change the ending, Change the beginning.
But again, it's
change
like
the
it's
middle.
another one of those where I'm like, guys, like you have the book, like it's certainly it cannot be that hard to make this into a good movie.
That'll be
I don't-
interesting. So we can see, like, you read the book and you watch the movie and you're like, well, they just made it worse for no reason.
Yeah,
That'll
no,
be interesting.
I've never had that experience, so
Mhm.
hopefully
Exciting
it's not
stuff.
worse. Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of things that are bad,
I have
don't
no. I
know.
have a better one for you.
Okay, good. Okay.
So, how did it go? So you mentioned that Kara had seen the destruction of a society, but Superman had not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Bo-Katan is Supergirl, and
yes.
Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, is Superman.
There you go.
Linked
That's a good
them
segue
into our
That's a-
episode for today. I watched
Yeah.
the Mandalorian episode because I knew we had to talk about it.
We have to
I
talk
watched
about
it at like 7 in the morning when I got home from work, and then I went to sleep. Okay, guys. So last
What'd
week...
you think?
Yeah, here we go. Last week, I said The Mandalorian's not good, guys. I didn't like
Yeah,
the first episode
sucks.
of the season. I didn't think it was great. Consider me intrigued this week,
Yeah.
as we got a absolute banger episode.
Yeah, dude.
I thought it was really
It's
great.
really good. Yeah, it's really,
Yeah.
really good.
We got to see destroyed Mandalore straight
Yeah.
out of the Clone Wars. Architecture looked the same. It kind of didn't look like Star Wars to me. I thought this episode felt more, I almost want to say Star Trek-ish in the way
Yeah.
that they kind of showed it. I don't even know really how to explain it, but it didn't, the establishing shots and the intricacy and the detail of the city, it felt
Yeah.
other genre-y almost, like
Mm.
too realistic. I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like like the normal campy kind of Star Wars vibe.
Yeah.
I thought it was really great. And then we had this random robot eye monster thing.
Yeah. Just like no explanation. It's
Yeah.
just he's there. And I
He's
love
doing it big. And
There's just this alien creature looking thing that is like turned himself into a robot of some kind.
Mhm.
And he has been, it looks as if he's been, or maybe he was there during the purge and the Empire used like those robots to round up Mandalorians and kill them. I don't know, but we don't know. He was just
Yeah.
there apparently. And he has this big crab machine thing that or spider, I don't know.
I didn't count the legs.
I didn't count him, but he traps Mando and like injects him with some sort of poison, something.
And he looked
And-
like he was gonna sucking his blood out.
Yeah, it was like draining his blood or something. So Baby Yoda has to like, excuse me, Grogu.
Thank you.
I just hate saying it. It's such a dumb
Grogu.
name. He has to like have a little chase scene by himself and go up and get Bo-Katan. And that was cool. What else happens? That's pretty much it. And then they come back and they free Din and he goes into the water and gets dragged down by the big beast that
The mythosaur.
the mythosaur, yeah, that the skull is based off of, right? Is that, did I get that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. This is the first time we've seen a mythosaur.
Yeah.
At least in canon. And alive. I think we may have seen an actual mythosaur skull, like maybe, but it's like the classic Mandalorian Creed logo.
Yeah.
Like the overarching crest of the entire Mandalorian way. Obviously, like Mando's has like a signet with the I don't remember what it was called, Drew back or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. The
With the big
rhinoceros
horn,
thing.
yeah, the rhino thing from Tatooine is his signet because that was like his big challenge.
Yeah.
I'm watching season 1 with my dad, so we're gonna get through that. The first episode of the show, super good, dude.
It's really good, yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I remember when I liked this show. I like that the Darksaber is heavy, but Bo-Katan can wield it no problem.
Yeah.
What
was the I thought about that. I can't remember what the deal was. Like
I
it
think
was like
it's you have to swing it in the path of least resistance. So there's like the angle of the blade has to be just where in the angle that you're swinging or something.
Okay.
You'd have to watch Book of Boba Fett actually to
that's true.
recall exactly how it's what's going on there, but
but the this episode stuck out to me because like usually like the classic I get closer to my mic here. The classic Mandalorian formula is like starts the episode with Din and Grogu in the ship. They land on a planet, get their details, leave and go somewhere, do their mission, and then they end going back into space and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the episode structure. And I can't remember the last time where an episode just ended on like a cliffhanger, where like the contained story of that episode wasn't resolved. It's like, whoa, nice.
They're going longer.
Yeah.
So we're super excited actually for this one. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to maybe see this mythosaur in full. Yeah. Which would be really cool. Maybe it'll respect the Darksaber or something. That'd be kind of cool if it like it was like, yes, you are worthy of, and then they could, that would prove to the culvert that he bathed in the living waters.
Yes. I like that they brought R4 along for the ride for no reason.
I guess.
Cool, man.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. Yeah, let's do it.
One thing I didn't really like was that Mandalore was just breathable atmosphere.
Yeah.
And, well, not even that. I'm okay with that. But how easy it was for him to get there. Like, there should have been some barrier. Because no other Mandalorian has attempted to go back and breathe the air. Because everybody's just like, oh, it's cursed. When there's no point. There's like everyone's just completely forsaken it. It's over. But that like if you know anything about Mandalorians, like their planet and their society, they're like this was peak. Like they were the Borg. Like they did it. This was the best humanity could be. Was Mandalore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so for all of them to just forsake their planet, I think is kind of silly. Especially since it was so easy to get into the planet. He flew through some turbulence, and then he landed his ship just fine.
There were those muscular monkey boys that were like, ah!
Yeah, that also
I'm gonna eat you.
That also felt not very Star Wars.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
They were
I'm getting
real.
a little tired of the Grogu just goes, just lifts his hand and pushes the enemy away, and that's it. I guess he would.
He's kind of starting to talk now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
So that's cool.
But another banger episode.
Yeah.
Dealing with, I don't know.
Pedro Pascal.
Oh, a cult.
Oh.
There you go. There you link it.
Okay.
Because he's part of like a weird religious sect of Mandalorians,
I suppose.
And Bo-Katan's like, you're a cult. You're in a cult.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Last of Us episode 7 or 8.
I think we were on 8 already.
8.
The
next penultimate episode. Yeah. About a cult, I guess. Ish. Yeah. Ellie. Oh yeah. Joel is still stabbed and he's tired, and so Ellie goes
Joel
out to
is
find
tired
some
this
food.
episode.
Yeah, he's super tired, super sleepy, until he's not, and then he freaking wrecks those guys.
Those poor guys.
She goes out to find some food. She shoots a deer, and then these two guys are there, and she's like, "Hey, don't take my deer."
Yeah, she's really trying to do a Joel.
Yeah,
Which is fun.
I'm gonna shoot you on the head if you
Yeah.
take my deer.
Sonny boy, he can go back to camp and get the medicine.
Yeah, yeah. She asked them to go get her some medicine for Joel, and she'll let them keep half the deer. And then the cult leader guy is like, "Yeah, we've been looking for you because you're the person you're traveling with killed our friend." And she's like, "Oh no." And then they find them, Joel and Ellie. They take Ellie back as their prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out that this group of the leader is like a preacher, who basically is just the cult leader of this civilization that has figured out how to survive long enough. But you find out they're running low on food and they've had to start eating humans.
Yeah.
People. So they're gonna eat Ellie probably, unless she wants to like be his queen essentially.
Yeah. With other
he wants her
subtexts.
Yeah, he wants her to, be his special friend.
Yes.
Which is not okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? She freaking kills him.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Many, 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 many times.
Many times. It's one of those things where like you're used to this kind of scene in media, so there's a certain pacing to this type of thing that you're used to, where like she is whacking him with a meat cleaver a certain amount of times, and you expect it to stop, and she just keeps going
like 20 plus.
Yeah, way longer than it feels like it would, and it just keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes outside, and Joel's there, and it's very sweet because he calls her baby girl, and you're like, wow, that's adorable.
Daddy. as one might say.
Daddy Joel.
Yeah.
Is back. Yeah. What a great episode.
It's super good.
I mean, I don't know what the end of the game is. Or what this episode, how game accurate was it, Joshua? Because I don't know.
I actually can't say.
Oh.
I didn't get this far. I know the ending
in the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's like this little gap. I knew about the cult.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, so I honestly, for most of this episode, I was right there with you.
Okay.
But the finale, I know what's going down.
Okay.
And I don't know how much you know, because it sounds like you've learned a few things without your consent.
Without my consent, I unfortunately saw a tweet that was like, it was literally like Last of Us finale. It was like, here's what's gonna happen in the Last of Us finale, a list of things.
Oh, dude.
And I was just scrolling and I saw a couple things, and they've released some pictures of a character that we're gonna meet. And I was like, why did you put that on there? I didn't know that person was in this, but I guess this is what we're doing. So now I know some things, which is unfortunate, but it's impossible to avoid. So
yeah. And you're going to have to try even harder to avoid season 2 spoilers.
My TikTok algorithm is all Last of Us content.
Oh, good.
Last of Us 2 playthrough content. For some reason, it thinks I want to see that, and I don't. So it's a whole thing.
If you want to see, I would recommend going to Tio's Game on Twitch. And you can watch I don't know, 20 plus hours of the full playthrough. That's how I did it. So that I could watch it without being spoiled at any point. And it was a great experience. I think season 2 and thus the second game, the story is really, really, really good and tells a good, important story. Other people don't like it. So
Other people.
lots of people. It's like it's the Last Jedi of video games.
Okay. Interesting. So it's a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece. Yes.
It's the best thing ever made.
So, in terms of season 2, I have seen the entire game played through.
Okay.
I haven't played it myself.
I really want to watch the Oscars, but it's at the same time as the Last of Us finale, so I guess I won't.
Yeah, well,
watch the Oscars because
unlucky there.
We'll see. I don't know what we're gonna do. The Oscars is Sunday night. We'll see what crazy stuff happens. Probably nothing. It's probably gonna be a chill year. Everything
like,
everywhere
everybody,
is
don't
stay in your seat.
Yeah, please,
please. Prediction: Everything Everywhere. Best Picture sweep. Best Picture win, I should say. Other categories sweep because they're in a lot of categories.
Dude, I think.
I
think I'm gonna say a foreign film. All Quiet on the Western Front is gonna win a bunch of Oscars.
I would agree. Well, I mean, yeah, I think that will. I thought you were gonna say win Best Picture, but
I don't know about Best Picture. It's nominated
since it's going to win Best Foreign Film.
Absolutely,
for sure. Yeah. There's no way it won't. So I don't think it'll win both. But
yeah,
and I haven't seen it yet. I probably should.
It's
I a couple of weeks ago or a month ago probably I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch all the Best Picture nominated.
Yeah,
movies.
How's that going?
And I watched a few, and I was like, gosh, these
are
all
not boring.
I want so badly to enjoy this type of thing, these deep things. And I watched Tar, and I was bored out of my mind, dude.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's super deep. I'm like, it's not that deep. It's not. It's boring.
Oh, but it's saying so much, and you're like, I don't think so. Though.
Same with the Banshees of Inisherin. I started it, and I was just like, I can't do this, guys. Like, I can't understand what you're saying, Colin Farrell. I can't.
You know what you used to be? You used to be nice.
Yeah.
I've only seen that one scene.
And today, guys,
that
the movie Adam Driver Kills Dinosaurs. I don't know if he kills them. Fights Dinosaurs comes out today. I'm going to go see it.
Dang, I should go see that.
I'm not going to go today, but I need to go. Because I'll talk about it next week. I'll see it before next week.
Wow. I'll try.
Unless you want me to. I'll see it, but we can talk about it when you see it as well.
Yeah, I want to see it. So,
because
I just think, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
So it has to be good.
Yeah, there's no way it's bad.
Because
there's
Adam
no
Driver
way that it's
wouldn't
amazing,
pick
right?
this.
I don't know.
It has to be good.
If nothing else, for his performance and the fact that he's
co-signed
shooting dinosaurs. Yeah. It's got to be good.
I guess somehow.
I guess.
Yeah.
Some way.
It's like the opposite of Prey.
Yeah.
Where the humans go back in time, but then the monster fights them on their turf. But the humans have future technology.
Yes, that's right. Fighting those dinos.
Yeah.
Who's going to win? Probably Adam Driver. And
hopefully.
The girl he's with.
Yeah. The child released from cryostasis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I update. There is no update on the books. I didn't open the book Dune this week because I haven't had a chance because I've been working. So I'll read this week. If I'm bedridden from my back pain, then I'll be reading. So hopefully I can get to the Lord of the Rings.
Feel better soon.
I mean, the
of the
Game of
Rings.
Thrones. Sorry, those.
You're adding Lord of the Rings to your
Yeah,
list?
I'm gonna take another pit stop before we get to Game of Thrones. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
read all the
squeeze
Lord of the
in
Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm feeling pretty good about this
and
bet.
you know what? I thought maybe I'll revisit Harry Potter as well on the way.
Yeah. Why not?
I want to
Reread
completely
the Bible.
Yeah. I want to completely forget Game of Thrones. So then when
This
I read
just
it,
ends with neither of us, you
Ever.
not reading Game of Thrones or me not watching Game
yeah,
of
the
Thrones.
$50 is up in the air for eternity.
Nobody gets it.
Yeah. With that
Till
being
we
said,
die.
though, guys, this has been episode 43
43.
of Quarter Twins Weekly Review, where we weekly review. And thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Share it with 100 friends so we can get your ads back.
Yeah.
Because
Please.
the bar has risen and we have fallen
each
from
of
the
you-
original bar.
If each of you share this podcast with 100 friends.
Yeah. That would actually be even better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Multiplication.
Because everybody I know knows 100 people that
Yeah.
could potentially watch this podcast. So
For real though, if you're listening and you're like, "This is fun," just shoot it out on your Instagram story. Be like,
not?
"This is fun.
something I'm watching.
You should listen to this." And you know what? We might only get one person from that, but that is worth it
That's one more
Because
person. Because they
it's one
might
more
know
person.
someone that they think.
to join
Would
us
like
along
it.
the way, and they share it, and then before you know it, we're the
we
Joe
have-
Rogan
we're
podcast.
We're back to 100.
Yeah,
That first episode has like 80 listens on it.
I know. It's
That
insane.
could have been, and we never reached that height again.
Yeah, 60 people said not for me.
Yeah.
So we've gotten
Bummer.
so much better since then,
I know. Literally though, that first podcast is rough.
especially since we had done it once before.
Yeah.
we did the whole thing.
We had
We're
recorded
like-
the whole thing, and then I essentially corrupted the footage on purpose.
Yeah.
And then we
And then
started
we had
over.
to do it again, and so you can just tell we're both just like, ugh.
It was rough.
Freaking Rise of Skywalker, man. Ugh.
Yeah. Because we're doing that for the first time.
Yeah. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Yeah.
So
But this has been good.
this one pretty good. Nice job, guys.
This might be one of our best.
Maybe. Yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Keep up the support. Share it. Love it. Fix
Yeah.
it. Do it. Make it.
Dream it.
All you better.
Consume it.
More, faster, over. I don't know the.
Higher, further, faster, together.
Yeah.
Go see
Forever.
the Marvels. I don't know. That's
Oh.
the Marvels tagline.
Yeah. Further, farther, faster.
Farther.
farther.
Together, faster, together, away.
Faster together. Away.
And
Away we are. We're bye. We're good. Bye.
I'm Jimmy Bye.